Archaeologists divide the sequence of human history into three distinct zones. This framework relies entirely on the presence and legibility of written records. The first zone is the prehistoric era. Because no written evidence exists for this period, our entire understanding of human behavior is derived exclusively from archaeological excavation and the physical properties of recovered tools. The proto-historic era describes societies that possessed scripts which remain undeciphered. The Indus Valley Civilization serves as the primary example. Its people left a written record, yet its specific historical narratives remain inaccessible. Systematic written records appear during the historic period, beginning roughly in the 6th century BCE. For 99% of human history in South Asia, the record exists as a sequence of engineering choices in stone, bone, and eventually copper. Mapping the roots of South Asian civilization requires us to read the physical evolution of these tools as the primary historical text. Systematic investigation of this material record began in 1863, led by British geologist Robert Bruce Foote. At Pallavaram in Tamil Nadu, Foote discovered a hand axe that served as the first physical evidence of the Paleolithic era in India. These early implements, categorized as core tools, represent the baseline of human survival technology. Hand axes and cleavers were heavy instruments designed for high-impact physical tasks. Over thousands of years, engineering shifted from large cores to refined flake tools, where stone was struck to produce thinner, more versatile edges. The final stage of Paleolithic technology saw the emergence of even finer instruments, including blades, burins for engraving, and scrapers for processing animal hides. This slow refinement of stone tools tracks the movement and technological constraints of Paleolithic hunter-gatherer populations. They existed in a nomadic state, restricted to the resources they could extract directly from nature. As the global climate warmed during the Mesolithic period, large animals became scarce. Humans had to develop new strategies to hunt smaller, faster game. The technological solution was the invention of microliths, specialized, extremely small stone tools designed to be hafted onto wooden shafts to create arrows and spears. This period also saw the expansion of the human toolkit to include implements manufactured from bone and horn. Significant evidence for this transition is concentrated in the Pratapgarh district of Uttar Pradesh, at the sites of Mahadaha, Sarai Naharai, and Damdama. Excavations at these Uttar Pradesh sites provide the first substantive human skeletal remains and evidence of structured burial practices in India. Data from Damdama reveals a specific anomaly. Out of 41 excavated burials, 5 contain 2 individuals, and 1 contains 3 skeletons interred together. By committing their dead to specific, repetitive plots of land, these communities were tethering themselves to a fixed geography. This transformation turned a temporary hunting ground into a culturally significant ancestral space, establishing the first permanent territorial claims. The Neolithic Revolution is defined by the transition to the systematic, engineered domestication of plants and animals. For several decades, the academic consensus on the origins of South Asian agriculture remained fixed. This model identified Mehrgarh in Baluchistan as the earliest agricultural site on the subcontinent, with evidence of wheat cultivation dating to 7000 BCE. However, recent data from the Lahuradewa site in Uttar Pradesh has shifted the timeline. Evidence at Lahuradewa places the cultivation of rice between 9000 and 7000 BCE, moving the known start of Indian agriculture back by 2 millennia. This timeline is supported by findings at Cultivation in the Belin River Valley, where archaeologists recovered rice husks dating to 6500 BCE. In Kashmir, the site of Birza Home displays a different Neolithic adaptation, featuring distinct pit dwellings and the practice of burying pet dogs with their owners. The Lahuradewa findings establish that the Indian subcontinent possessed independent centers of agricultural origin that predated the Western models found in the Indus Basin. The mastery of agriculture led to the Chalcolithic age, a period defined by the initial smelting of copper used in combination with stone tools. The integration of metal catalyzed distinct regional identities, including the Ahar culture in Rajasthan, the Malwa in Madhya Pradesh, and the Jorwe in Maharashtra. The Jorwe culture site at Enam Gam provides evidence of increasing architectural complexity, featuring a settlement protected by fortified walls and a moat. Archaeological evidence at the center of the site shows a 5-room house complex, while the western periphery is limited to smaller artisan dwellings. This settlement layout serves as a clear indicator of early social stratification. Before the construction of major Indus cities, the control of resources had already established distinct social hierarchies. These localized cultures are identified through distinct material signatures: white-painted black and red ware in the Ahar culture, stylized clay bull figurines in the Malwa, and ochre-colored pottery across the Ganga-Yamuna Doab. Regional differences also extended to spiritual practices. In Maharashtra, the dead were buried in a north-south alignment beneath house floors, while South Indian sites show an east-west orientation. The Malwa figurines further suggest the presence of a dedicated bull cult. The Chalcolithic era demonstrates that pre-Indus India was a diverse mosaic of regional engineering and spiritual traditions, rather than a single monolith. Our understanding of this complex timeline was compiled over a century and a half of institutional research. This work progressed from Alexander Cunningham's first surveys in 1861 to the centralized efforts of Lord Curzon and John Marshall at the turn of the 20th century. Today, the Archaeological Survey of India acts as the primary custodian of this history, continuing to refine the chronological record. The Indus Valley civilization did not appear in a vacuum. It was the culmination of a 10,000-year evolution in how people engineered stone, manipulated seeds, and smelted copper.